Top 10 Laws that you should know when you are in the Philippines. This article is loosely about the labor, tax, and administrative laws in the Philippines. It covers different pertinent laws that will help you navigate your way through this country's complicated legal system. Here are the top 10 laws that you should know when you are in the Philippines. 1. Labor Code of the Philippines, Republic Act 605. This act governs all labor relations in the entire country. It regulates the employment of commercial and industrial employees, domestic workers, farm workers, and child labor. The act can apply to any workplace or business activity in the Philippines. 2. Tax Code of the Philippines, Republic Act No. 7160. This act is the main legislation for taxes in the Philippines. It follows guidelines of income and corporate tax, sales and turnover tax, property tax, excise tax, estate duty, customs tariff, gambling taxes, stamp fees and duties on goods imported by port operators among others. 3. The Statute of Frauds, Act No. 1689. This act provides that any contracts for sale, pledge, or other disposition of property for a value, which is not paid in money or its equivalent, must be evidenced in writing and signed by the parties. 4. Code of Commerce, Codeco, Presidential Decree No. 851, as amended by Executive Order No. 1305. This act regulates commercial transactions or business operations and deals with commercial organizations and corporations. It also includes the rules on partnerships, limited liability companies, and other forms of business association, trademarks, sponsorship, and advertising. 5. The Revised Corporation Code. This act establishes the general rules and guidelines for the formation and organization of corporations in the Philippines. It also provides them with limited liability similar to that enjoyed by natural persons. You can now create a one-person corporation with only one stockholder. 6. Revised Penal Code, Presidential Decree No. 1793. This act is a revision of the Penal Code of 1930, which repealed all previous penal laws enacted in the Philippines. It is an act that regulates criminal offenses against public order and security of persons and property, classified into felonies, serious crimes, or misdemeanors, less serious crimes. 7. The Bankruptcy Code, Republic Act 7077. This act regulates the filing of cases for bankruptcy in the Philippines. It defines and classifies bankruptcy as a mode of relief, postpones, and suspends the creditor's claims on the property of the debtor, who has filed for bankruptcy. 8. Safe Spaces Act. You can now be prosecuted if you are cursing, wolf whistling, catcalling, leering and intrusive gazing, taunting, cursing, unwanted invitations, misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist slurs, persistent unwanted comments on one's appearance, relentless requests for one's personal details such as name, contact, and social media details or destination, the use of words, gestures, or actions that ridicule on the basis of sex, gender or sexual orientation, identity, and or expression including sexist, homophobic, and transphobic statements and slurs, the persistent telling of sexual jokes, use of sexual names, comments, and demands, and any statement that has made an invasion on a person's personal space or threatens the person's sense of personal safety. 9. Intellectual Property Code, Republic Act 8293. This act provides a system of protection for intellectual property rights, IPR, in the Philippines. 10. Human Security Act of 2007, Presidential Decree No. 1829. This act protects all Filipinos in times of peace and rebellion and during any period when the Philippines is invaded or attacked by foreign forces. This law strengthens and implements measures to ensure people's right to life, personal liberty, and due process respect, specifically against harassment and threats by non-state actors such as terrorist organizations. Top 10 Laws that you should know when you are in the Philippines. This article is loosely about